Hello everybody, good evening. The last video, the quality of the last video was very poor. I didn't check the video quality. So when I uploaded it in the YouTube, it was very difficult to watch actually. All the things were hazy and the quality of the video was maximum 240p. So this time I changed the setting and this time it is 1080p. So you can change the video setting up to your requirement and you can see things properly. So let us, without wasting any time, let us start the tutorial over here. So we are in the second stanza of Ode to Nightingale, and right now the screen you are seeing in front of you, it has been divided into two sections. In the left hand side you have the text and in the right hand side you have the annotation of the text. So what you got? So let us read the first part of the second stanza. Oh, for a draught of vintage that hath been cooled a long age in the deep delved earth. So what you got here? So draught means here, as you can see in the right hand side of the screen, draught means here as much as can be drunk at one gulp. And vintage means wine that hath been cooled a long age in the deep delved earth. Now, cooled a long age, deep delved earth, actually it refers to the cellars. Now, in the European country or in the colder region, you will find that normally people store their things in their cellars, preferably wines and other things. Even they can store furnitures also. Even they can put their laundry system over there also for washing and other things. And in some of the cases they keep their books and other things. There are various use of these things. They keep things under the cellar, in the cellar. So cooled a long age. Now it has been said also, wine, the more you preserve the wine for a long period, the longer the period it is been preserved, the tastier it is. The cost of the wine depends on the time period, how long it has been preserved. So cooled a long age, that means the wine should be preserved for a long time in the deep delved earth. Means here deep delved earth means deep dug. So it means deep dug means here actually it refers to the cellar. And cooled a long age, the annotation says buried for a long time to keep it cool, cool depth of the earth. Okay. Now testing of flora, as you can see that flora, the F is in capital. It is actually it is referring to the Roman goddess of flower. And the country green, dance, provincial song, and sunburnt mouth. So country green means the green fields of the countryside, and Roman goddess of flower. Roman goddess of flower is known as Flora. Now they organize festivals in her honor in the green fields of the countryside. Dance and provincial song and sunburnt mouth. You know, provincial song, it refers to a particular country or a particular area of a particular country, that is southern part of France. Now what happens after the cultivation of grapes, which is collected to prepare wine, they do one thing: they collect all the grapes in a single place, and all the residents of all the villagers, they gather in a single place, and they start a party, sort of party, actually not party like that, but this is a very customary, or rather very common thing in that area. They collect all the grapes, and the villagers, they gather in a single place. Musicians and singers, they start singing with their musical instruments. And sunburnt mouth means the that particular area which we are referring to. It is says that the place combines the idea of sun's warmth of joy in the merrymakers. This is a rich sensuous expression with its reference to gaiety and merrymaking. The cool wine, the dancing, the blissful wine with its bubbles at the brim. Now this is a very common thing over here, and I told you about sensuousness in my class also. Now here also sunburned mouth, it is also a classic example of sensuousness. And what happens, actually people gather and they dance. The grapes are put in a big bowl. Big means big, quite a big bowl. They dance over these grapes, and the juice of the grapes, they are collected, and later on it has been processed for the preparation of wine. Okay. Oh, for a beaker full of warm south, full of the true, the blissful hypocrite. Now this here direct reference, south refers to the southern part of France, which I was referring to in the earlier sentence, in the earlier lines. Oh, for a beaker means a large drinking vessel. Full of warm south means full of wine, which represents the warmth of the southern part of France, south of France. Full of the true, the blissful hypocrite. And the beaker will be full of what? The blissful hypocrite. Hypocrite is a, again it is a, it's used a classical reference over here. So blissful hypocrite. Hypocrite, you can see in the annotation, a fountain in Mount Helicon, which gives poetic inspiration. It is created by the hoop of Pegasus. Pegasus is the winged horse of sun god. Now it has been said that sun god travels from east to west over a chariot, riding a chariot. The chariot is drawn by the Pegasus, which is actually a winged horse. And this particular fountain was created, or it has been found on the Mount Helicon, and it is believed that whoever drinks the water of this fountain find poetic inspiration. So that will be full of blissful. Now the word blissful means rose red, like the face of a blushing girl. Whenever, if anybody is shy and there is any situation like this, then what happens? You will find red patches on the cheeks. So blissful hypocrites means the color of blush, red, rose red, like the face of a blushing girl, with beaded bubbles winking at the brim. Now here again I would like to refer to you a practical example over here. Put any cold drinks and in a glass, and watch what happens. You will see the carbon dioxide is coming out of the drink, and it's like a garland. It's coming out in such a way. It's like a beaded bubbles. That's the bubbles looks like beads. They're connected, interwoven with each other, then reaching to the brim. And winking at the brim means twinkling at the brim. So when these bubbles reach the topmost part of the drink, they normally create bubbles, and they're gone. So it's like twinkling. If you see any glass which is full of drinks like this, you will find there are so many. Their eyes are closing in a very quick succession, with beaded bubbles winking at the brim. And purple stained mouth. The color of the drink will be purple. As you know, purple is a mixture of color, red and blue. It's a mixture of color. You are familiar with the color of the jersey of Knight Riders. You are quite fond of IPL, I believe. So you believe that I believe that you have seen the color of that jersey. So that is purple. So purple stained mouth. Now it is not very clear whose mouth it has been referred, whether it is the mouth of the poet or the mouth of the beaker is referring to. So the color of the drink will be purple. That I might drink. Yeah. So this is the prescription. This is the requirement, that what kind of drink he was looking for. So as you can see in the right hand side, purple stained mouth, the stain of red wine on the mouth of the beaker. So the color of the wine which can be found on the beaker, it has been mentioned over here. So that I might drink, that the poet wants to drink. So the above mentioned 8 lines, these are the qualities of the drink which he is referring to. And leave the world unseen. Now I told you earlier that romantic poets are often found they're escapist in their mentality. They often try to leave behind the real world and wants to find or visualize, or they want to be in a ideal world, which is not true, or rather they want to stay in that ideal world. Now here also that the poet Keats escapist mentality can be observed over here. And with thee means the nightingale he is referring to. And with thee fade away into forest dim. and with you I will fade away into the forest team. Forest team means midnight forest. So that will be all for today, and this is the second stanza. I hope you like this presentation. If you have any problem or if you have any question, please mention that in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and please share and subscribe the channel.